Welcome back, everybody. We are on part 2, the hot tags. Got a couple different stories to talk about here, so let's just get right into it with the thing that I think people are going to care about the least. We have two different couples in WWE that are in different straits here. We have Tyler Breeze and Summer Rae have split up, and Emma and Zack Ryder are dating now. So there's not too much to talk about, but the two things that I do want to ask everybody here to chime in on. First off, do you think that splitting Tyler Breeze and Summer Rae is a good idea, or is this just going to hurt either of them, or both of them? And second, as far as Emma and Zack Ryder go, two pretty quirky people, do you think that they could be paired up in the future?
I'll go
like, on camera?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like maybe she could turn babyface, join the Hype Bros or something like that.
Oh, that way they can both not get TV time.
That would be terrible. Don't ever do that. Emma's doing a good thing on her own, and I wouldn't ruin it by having Zack Ryder go anywhere near her. If he wants to touch her backstage, good for him. But don't bring their on-screen characters at all.
That sounded too creepy. If he wants to touch her backstage, like he's just like, I don't know, rubbing his hands on her face or something.
Probably. That's probably exactly what they're into.
And he probably whispers woo 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 while he does it.
Oh, you know it.
That's all everybody has to say about that, and the Tyler Breeze and Summer Rae.
Well, for the Tyler Breeze and
Good.
you know, what's her face, horse face type of thing. Pretty much, it made no sense that she was paired with him. He loves himself, and to be fair, he still loved himself and really never paid attention to her while they were, paired together. But it was just weird, and it really didn't add much when they were together. So, for that, there's my response. And for Zack Ryder and Gumface, good for him. It's probably the best he could do anyways.
Did you call Summer Rae horseface?
Yeah, kind of.
Shut up.
She looks like a bird, not a horse.
Bird. Sorry.
She's a fit bird.
She does when she wears her fucking feathers.
I miss her wearing the feathers. She needs to be paired up with Fandango again.
Or round face.
Yeah, get round face back for Fandango.
I don't know what
Round
Round been doing.
Round face, not brown face. Brown face is what Roddy Piper did.
But as far as Emma and Zack Ryder goes, I've had my fill of Zack Ryder for a lifetime. Just fucking, I don't care about
For
it.
a lifetime.
Yes. I'll never, if he ever gets a push because they're low on talent, I'll not have a nostalgia pop for him. Like when Heath Slater got a push, I'm like, oh man, awesome, Heath Slater. If it happens with Zack, I'm going to be like, oh man, Heath Slater.
I did not
Zack
give
Ryder.
a shit at all.
You're gonna be like, oh man, it's later.
Yeah, I will be upset because it won't be Heath Slater. But yeah, I'm done with Zack. Fucking, people like to blame WWE for him not succeeding. It was his terrible acting and terrible in-ring work.
Woo woo woo.
Word.
Anyone want to chime in on anything else before we move on? All right. The Rock has said that he's going to appear at WrestleMania 32. This was a little bit a while ago before we had a chance to talk about it, so I figured we'd just talk about it now. What do you guys think Rock is going to do, and what would you prefer him to do? Because it might be two different things.
Well, he'll come to the ring. He'll say, finally, The Rock's come back to WrestleMania. He'll raise his eyebrow. Then he'll leave.
Really hoping that it's not just a promo like that.
It's definitely going to be a promo because it's in his contract that he can't do anything physical.
Okay. I got it.
Did you read his contract, Sean?
I
did. You get a copy of it,
I
express delivered to your door, and then you unraveled the little thing, took it out, put on your reading glasses, and you read that line.
Yes. I just got my stamp of approval.
Surprised you know.
Okay, then.
Well, I've got an idea what they could do, and it's pretty risky. The main event could end in a double countout. The Rock can come out, restart the match.
He's only done it once. If he's the official host for it, I guess he could.
It'll really surprise him this time.
Ugh. Yeah.
Be a second twice in a lifetime thing.
No, they don't even have to announce that he's the host. I bet, if he just goes out and is like, yeah, just restart the match. I didn't like it. They would go along with it.
But yeah, the gist of it is I'm very underwhelmed for The Rock unless he's wrestling. I hope he's wrestling Triple H because whilst a lot of people don't want that because it's two fucking part-timers, well, those two part-timers entertained the fuck out of me for 1999 and 2000, so go fuck yourself.
See, here's what I'm thinking is pretty much, I mean, we know we're going to get at least a promo from him. Like, he's not going to show up at WrestleMania and just be sitting on the sidelines and wave to the camera. He's doing something. So he's either cutting a promo, he's being the host, or he's getting involved in a match. I'm thinking, because I still think this is going to be Triple H and Roman Reigns for the title, I'm thinking that Vince McMahon is in Triple H's corner and The Rock is in Roman Reigns's. And that's it.
I'd be down for that. Or not. Fuck me.
Oh, at least one person kind of thinks it's a decent idea.
Okay.
No. You could do Rock as like a referee. You could do Rock as an enforcer. He's got to be more involved than just, I'm just going to stand in Roman Reigns' corner and then raise his arm up like I did at Royal Rumble.
I'm not putting any kind of faith in him actually wrestling. I would love to see him wrestle, but I don't think he's going to.
I think there's a possibility, but in like a tag match or something where he only has to come in and do a couple moves. I wouldn't give up all hope on that just yet.
If he's going to appear in a tag match, I think pretty much the only people he could tag with are the Usos.
Okay.
Maybe like the Usos and The Rock against the New Day or something like
Yeah,
that.
we could do something like that.
I'd be down for that. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, Usos are kind of blah, but
Yeah, but then the Usos get like a main event rub, and then I have to watch the Usos.
Yeah, but it's fine because they'll just fuck it up afterward and then the Usos will go away. So it's cool.
Yeah, you're right.
That's how they do.
So, a couple days ago, nude photos of Dana Brooke leaked. First off, did you check it out? Second, thumbs up, thumbs down? What do you think? And anybody think this is going to like hurt her career?
No, it won't hurt her career. No, it didn't look, and I don't care.
I mean, I didn't even realize they looked like her, but you know, that's what makeup could do. I honestly thought the picture was from a few years ago.
Probably was.
Yeah.
Or
I mean,
if
she didn't look as muscular as what she does now. So,
Well, she wasn't posing either.
Mhm.
yeah,
Like
and
with
at
her
least
muscles out. Like,
at least she didn't have a picture on her Instagram of like Hitler or something like that.
A nude picture of Hitler.
So, I mean, it probably didn't. Well, I mean, I don't know if it will actually do anything for her, but remember, Seth Rollins, everyone has seen his dick, and he was a world heavyweight champion at one point. So, I mean, it can't do much harm, to be honest with you.
That's something I was hoping somebody would bring up, because in my mind, if they were to have any kind of negative repercussions against Dana Brooke, it would be kind of ridiculous, because Rollins didn't get that.
Yeah,
Okay, Rollins was champion like before the nudes were leaked, and
No.
if anything, are you sure?
No, I'm pretty sure it was like before.
No, he was champion. He was
he
champion.
was definitely champion before.
You sure?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like after his nudes were released, that's when ratings went down.
Oh, so is that the correlation?
Mm-hmm.
WWE tanked the ratings as punishment for him.
Can't have
But don't
a
forget-
champion with a small penis.
Don't forget, Lana's got nude photos out there as well, so, you know,
hmm
swings it roundabouts.
I thought they weren't really nudes. I thought she was still covering herself up.
What, Lana?
Yeah.
Or Dana Brooke? Because
Lana.
Dana Brooke still is kind of covering herself up in the pictures. But, I mean, it's, you know, just something for people to check out if you're interested.
It's
I
not
actually
really-
think that Dana Brooke's taken a step up in a couple of regards. When I've watched her on Breaking Ground, she doesn't seem as annoying. And we kind of, like, ragged on her quite a bit for, like, the overuse of the makeup and stuff like that. She looks so much better when she doesn't have all that on.
I think a lot of people
What's
give
this
her some
week?
unnecessary shit about her muscles and stuff. I've never actually found her gross and disgusting like a lot of people have.
No,
Don't
I
get me
think she's
wrong,
quite
she
attractive.
doesn't blow me away as far as drop dead gorgeous, but by no means is she ugly.
Good body on her, at the very least.
I think she's a fit bird. And don't forget, you know, they used to promote Playboy, alright? What happened to those days?
They went PG.
Bring back Playboy.
Pretty easy. to figure out. Plus, Playboy doesn't do news anymore.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's right, yeah. They decided that they wanted to kill their whole point.
Yeah.
Because apparently...
No. People. No,
What
people
a
read the
fucking world we
articles.
live in now.
Hmm.
Fucking Playboy doesn't even do nudes anymore. What a fucking ridiculous world. Oh.
By this trend, it's going to be like, you're going to go to the drive-thru at McDonald's and be like, "Yeah, I'll have a burger," and they'll be like, "Oh, we don't have fast food here anymore."
I just got you guys. We actually serve salads.
Well, actually, they are debuting a new type of McDonald's. I think it's in Korea, and it's all like healthy food.
Jesus Christ.
Would be
This is
true, too.
ridiculous.
I thought they did that already.
Ugh.
Maybe they did. I wouldn't be surprised.
See, that's why you just go to Wendy's instead. So much better. Let's move on to the 2015 NXT Year-End Awards. You can vote for them on WWE.com. We got a couple different categories here. The overall competitor of the year, a couple different people for that. Who do you think you would end up voting for?
Baron Corbin.
I don't even
Not
think
even
he's
nominated.
on the list.
Then I'm not going to vote.
No, he's not on the list.
Then I'm not going to vote. Fuck this. This is fucking garbage.
I already sent you a list here for you to double check, so now you don't get confused, John.
This is an easy victory for Finn Balor, I would say. No one has
Oh.
done more for that company this year than Finn Balor.
Sure.
I think Bailey.
Yeah. I'm gonna go
Overall
Bayley, too.
competitor of the year. I'm tempted to give it to Kevin Owens. I fucking loved Kevin Owens. I know it was short, but
Kevin Owens was there for like 3 months.
Mhm.
yeah, it was like an awesome 3 months.
Well, see,
give
they
that to
did
Bayley.
split this up: male competitor of the year and female competitor of the year. And I think that we can all agree they're kind of down to 2 people for each one. Like, female has to be either Bailey or Sasha Banks.
It'll
Right.
be Bailey.
Bailey.
I would go with
Bayley.
Bailey.
Bailey.
And male competitor of the year, Finn Balor's either the top that I would think or number 2.
I think Owens' matches are more entertaining.
I like Owens better, but I would vote for Finn Balor.
They wouldn't give it to a heel either.
Well, I mean, if the people vote for him. Seth Rollins won Superstar of the Year, you know?
Yeah, but he's also out. They want him to get babyface heat. They don't want Kevin Owens to get that, especially when he's already on the main roster and it
Yes.
doesn't do him any good.
As soon as Seth gets back, they're going to start teasing the breakdown between him and Triple H.
So I think that Finn Balor is probably going to win male competitor of the year. I think Bailey's pretty much a solid female competitor of the year pick. But between those two, I'd have to give the edge to Bailey as the overall competitor. I think Balor might win it, though.
I'm fairly sure Balor will win it, only because he's done more on a grander scale. Like he did that Beast in the East show, which definitely caught a lot of people's eye because he was on the same card as Brock Lesnar there. I just think he has a more developed character that people are more oohed and awed at, and I think he's more likely someone that we're going to see make a big splash on the main roster, and giving him that final award there will be like, oh, he was the overall competitor of the year of NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we don't see her come to the main roster this year.
That Beast in the East show did a lot for Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah.
Put it into perspective, he was on the show that John Cena and Brock Lesnar were on, and everybody said that match with Finn Balor and Kevin Owens should have been the main event.
What was the best
And
match?
they were fucking right.
Yeah.
Was the Cena tag match the main event?
Yep.
Ah.
And to be quite honest, that wasn't like the main event was Brock Lesnar versus whoever he wrestled. That's what they
It's
were.
Kofi Kingston, I believe.
I don't remember. I just know Brock killed somebody. But even so, people were talking about Finn Balor and Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm. We have Tag Team of the Year. The 5 potential choices are Blake and Murphy, Vaudevillains, Enzo and Cass, Dash and Dawson, and the Lucha Dragons.
Bullshit.
Even though they never won the belt, I'd have to vote for Enzo and Cass.
I feel like that's what they're going to do, too, even though they've had one of the worst years of any of these teams.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would give them to Enzo and Cass again, just because the babyface pop.
Well, out of the 5 teams, they're the only one that didn't win the titles.
Mm-hmm.
All 4 of the other ones
I can't
did.
believe Chad and Gable and Jordan on this. This is fucking bullshit.
They've been around for 2 months, dude.
I don't care.
Do you not understand how this works?
Fucking Dash and Dawson.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it to the Lucha Dragons.
I mean, they're only there for a couple months too.
I'd probably give it to the Vaudevillains. That's because I'm a mark for them.
I think they're a possibility, too.
I give it to the Vaudevillains. They've done more this year.
I don't know. I'd give it to Enzo and Cass just because they're the most popular of all the teams.
I'm ready for those guys to just move up to the fucking main roster.
They're
Like,
in for
either give them the tag
months.
titles or move them up.
See, I don't know. I really, really like them. But I got a feeling if they moved them up, they would kind of kill them. Like, I almost want them to stay there for another maybe 7 months or so.
I will tell you when they're coming up.
SummerSlam?
SummerSlam or that Raw after.
Mm-hmm. The whole Brooklyn thing. It's perfect time for them.
The
I was
Raw
shocked
after
they
is
didn't do
probably-
it this year, but if they have to do it this year.
The Raw after would be most ideal because that's probably them. That's a good crowd for everybody to sing along and teach the audience.
Plus, you don't have to set them up in advance to wrestle on SummerSlam. So you get SummerSlam out of the way, you start a next quarter of the year off with a bang. You know, I'd love to see that happen.
And
But
at the end of the day, those two guys aren't even 30 yet, so they still have a few years in front of them. So I would like to see them up on the main roster by the end of the year. But fuck.
how old is Cass? He's pretty young, isn't he?
They're both 29, I believe.
Cass could be such a big star in the future, man.
Cass has got main eventer written all over him, and he's got so much time to develop. It's going to be awesome. He's
Can't
got
teach that, man.
everybody looked at Test and was like, should have been a main eventer if he just had a bit of charisma and could talk a little better. Cass can do that, and he gives me like such a vibe of Test.
And you could keep Enzo with him forever.
Yeah, he could always just be like a manager in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because Enzo's cool on the mic, but he's not that special in the ring.
Here's the thing, people underestimate how valuable it is to have a manager that can take bumps. Like for sympathy, for a Cass to go and kick the shit out of people for when his friend gets beaten down.
Mm-hmm.
Enzo's a very valuable tool to Cass, and they could keep him as a pair forever.
I'd be down with that. We have a match of the year. I'm not going to read them all down here, but my vote would end up going to the Sasha Banks and Bayley one from TakeOver Brooklyn.
It's not even a contest.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing else that even compares to that.
When I looked at the list, I was just kind of like, all right, there's that one, then there's the one from Respect, and then I was like, what other ones are there? Like, I was sitting there thinking about it, and like, I don't remember the NXT Charlotte Sasha Banks match from July 15th. Might have been good.
Okay.
But shit, in comparison to that, fuck no.
I agree, but don't underplay Neville versus Balor. That was fun as hell.
Almost every match that I'm seeing on here that's nominated is a good to great match.
Mm-hmm.
But Bayley versus Sasha Banks is one of the greatest matches of all time. And that's not like blowing smoke up its ass. That was a fucking phenomenal and history-making match.
Go as far as saying one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. I'd easily say it is the best Divas match of all time. No,
Which
sorry,
by proxy has to put that up there if it's the best of the division.
Best women's match of all time. I don't want to disrespect them by calling them Divas.
Yeah, good point.
Well, we do have that Brock Lesnar Beast from the East match on this list. We have Joe and Balor from London. We've got the Fatal 4-Way that was like pretty awesome back on TakeOver Rival. So yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good matches here.
All these matches I did enjoy. Balor and Neville might be my second favorite match out of all of these, but I'm gonna have to give it to Bayley and Sasha too, because that match was incredible. It was probably the best match of the year on the main roster and on NXT, so I really can't doubt that.
Yeah,
Bayley and
full house.
Sasha TOO or Bayley and Sasha 2?
No,
From
Respect.
Respect.
Brooklyn. They're
Okay.
both about the same, but I wasn't as into the Iron Man match.
I don't even think they're close. I think Brooklyn's like heads and heels of a better match.
Brooklyn was so much better than the 30-minute.
I mean,
the
Iron
30-minute
Man.
Iron match was a letdown in my opinion. Like, it wasn't a bad match by any means, but my expectations were so high.
Well, that's due to expectations. If that match was on its own, it would possibly be the women's match of the year. But
Yeah.
they had that match at Brooklyn. It's
If
just
the
so
Respect
much
one
better.
would have came first, the Brooklyn would have been like, oh my god, they took that thing and took it even to the next level, like the Neville level. But that Brooklyn match, excuse me, has to end up winning this for sure. Then that takes us into the final one, TakeOver of the year. We have Rival, Brooklyn, Respect, and London. Brooklyn, as far as I'm concerned.
Again, all great shows. This is not like I just want to say, this is the easy choice because those were terrible. But the easy choice still is Brooklyn for me. And maybe I'm biased because I got to attend that show live, and that always makes an experience more special. But just top to bottom, that card was amazing. So many special moments, especially the match that we just talked about for the match of the year. The fantastic main event, which was basically the send-off that night for Kevin Owens. I can't say enough about how great this show was, but all the other ones were great too. Respect was so unique with that tournament, and the women main eventing it. London, mostly the crowd was what made that show special, to be honest, but it was still a good to great show. Rival as well. These takeover specials are just always so fantastic.
As far as like the build to these shows, I'd say Rival was my favorite build because that Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn feud was so good, and I feel like we got shorted on that one, but there's always time for that. Brooklyn has to be the better show though, just because of the amount of quality that was there. I mean, Wasn't that the one where you had Jushin Liger versus Tyler Breeze too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, there was so much
Yeah.
good on that show. Just, oh.
the
We
Apollo
had
Crews
a
debut.
Crews, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the freaking Baron Corbin and Samoa Joe, which like unexpectedly was
Which
way
shouldn't
better than
have-
it should have been.
It should have been terrible, but it actually was a good match.
That was basically where the step up of Baron Corbin started.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where he suddenly became one to watch, you
Yeah.
could say.
Told you guys.
So let's talk about the last hot tag here. We actually mentioned this quite a bit on the Monday Night Raw post show, but we still do need to talk about some of the extra little things that have happened since then, because oddly enough, there's been more information that came out in the past 24 hours. AJ Styles, Karl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Shinsuke Nakamura, possibly coming to WWE. It seems like a guarantee now because they actually put something up on WWE.com about it. And then on top of that, James Storm possibly re-signing with TNA. How
Why'd you have to like
disappointing is
ruin
that?
this good story before we got to talk about all the cool stuff?
Well,
Okay, let me
you
just
get
say...
4 awesome guys to come into the company, and then you get James Storm that goes like, nah, I don't want to be a part of it anymore. And it's like, damn it, dude, like this could be so great for everybody if they would have all stuck around. And
Well,
of course, we don't know 100% for sure if they actually are, but I mean, it seems like it's a fucking done deal, right?
I'm really excited about the fucking Bullet Club stuff, so I'm just gonna talk about James Storm first and get the shit out of the way.
Mm.
I think it's scoop, scuttlebutt. I think Storm is sticking with the WWE because he's not a fucking idiot.
He lost all that weight. The only reason I could see him going back to TNA is if for some reason WWE just decided they didn't want him, which is a possibility. Yeah, that's something we might just have to swallow. Maybe just it was another situation where they just did not see the star in the guy for some reason. Maybe he failed a wellness test. Who knows?
Well, he is at the tapings for TNA.
Well, that could always be a
Oh.
one-night thing. Doesn't mean he signed a deal. He might have just went for some participation like he did for that tournament or something.
Does he have one of those contracts that Samoa Joe originally had where he could still do indie bookings as well?
He
I
was just
think
for
he-
appearance.
Yeah, I think he's got an open contract.
So fuck, maybe he's just doing that where he's just using his
Yes,
ability to
but-
go elsewhere.
Typically, when you sign one of those contracts with WWE, you're not meant to make televised appearances, but he could have some special deal.
By the way, those TNA tapings, anybody interested? Mike Bennett and Maria made their debut.
Oh God.
Damn it!
And
I heard they
Ethan
were
Carter,
rumored
the
for
third,
WWE. That's a shame.
EC3 won the world title.
Oh, you mean
Woo.
so? Let me just get this right. So Matt Hardy beat EC3. Took his- yeah. Oh shit, his name might as well be that if he comes to WWE. And he vacated the title. And
It sat in
EC3
abeyance
is
for
the-
like 4 months.
And now EC3 is the champion again.
Happy days.
Fucking idiots.
Welcome to Pop TV.
New year, new station, same old shit.
Wow.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
That isn't a
It's either-
tagline. I don't know what is.
Right?
That's pretty fucking accurate, damn Tony.
So, I mean, you get somebody like Maria and Mike Bennett going to TNA. That's a positive for them. Bad thing for Maria and Mike Bennett. But then we get the biggest story is the whole Bullet Club thing, and now we had Kenny Omega. It seems like he might be heading up the Bullet Club from now on. But I didn't look too much into this, and maybe you guys can kind of fill me in if there was something that I'm missing. Kenny Omega attacked AJ Styles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did the other Bullet Club people do that as well?
After, AJ Styles wrestled Shinsuke Nakamura at the January 4th Dome show for the Intercontinental title. Nakamura successfully defended it, or won it. I don't remember how that played out, actually.
Defended it.
He defended it. Then the next night, on what was basically their Raw After Mania show, Kenny Omega and Nakamura wrestled. I don't think it was for the title. Actually, they were in a
was-
tag match against each other. That's
Yeah.
all.
No, I thought it was a singles match, but it was non-title.
No, it was a tag match, and it was Kenny Omega and AJ Styles against Nakamura and somebody. I don't know. Doesn't really
Oh, okay.
matter. But Kenny Omega got the pin on Nakamura, which, you pin the champion. That's a big deal. And afterward, AJ and Omega are celebrating, and AJ's up on the corner. Omega grabs him from behind, hits his move onto him, and just all of a sudden starts cutting a promo about how he was always considered the junior, which basically means like a lightweight. And he's like, well, not anymore. I'm coming for the Intercontinental title. So Nakamura, you better watch out. And then the rest of the Bullet Club members came in and were like, yo, what the crap did you do? What was that all about? And then then they just started all kicking him down. Like, it's not like he actually convinced them or anything. They did like a wolf pack symbol to each other. That was supposed to be the significance that they joined each other.
Thing to note, though, is the two of them that were most hesitant to turn on Styles were Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson.
That's what I was going to ask, was if they were a part of it too, then that seems a little bit weird that they would not like come to his aid or something, you know what I mean?
They were the most hesitant, and then Kenny Omega was like, yeah, but Wolfpack. And they're like, oh, well, now you put it that way.
Yeah, that's a very good description of how that whole played out. I don't think this is done. I'm sure they're going to got a couple more weeks. They're going to draw on with the guys that they have there. I'm sure they have
some match they could do. They could do Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus AJ Styles and Doc and Anderson. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm shocked they aren't just letting this whole Bullet Club thing die. If they're really going to try to keep this continuing.
Well, this isn't the first time they've lost the leader.
Exactly.
It was Prince Devitt, Finn Balor. So now it fits, and I'm glad for Kenny Omega because he gets overlooked, and it's actually very fitting that he's in the role that he is for this storyline. Guy's a hell of a worker. If you guys saw that for yourselves last night, well, not last night, Sunday, and the guy can talk as well, so I'm happy for him.
I guess they just kind of figure they've put up so much into this, they've invested a lot of money in the name, and there's kind of no downside really to keeping it. You know, I mean, if it sticks around and it's still popular, why not?
I've got a theory why they're doing it.
If all these guys come into WWE, if they're going to try to do some type of stable as well, like maybe they'll actually try to do the Balor Club.
I've always thought about that. I thought that'd be a really fucking cool idea.
What was your theory?
The reason they're keeping the Bullet Club alive, T-shirts.
Oh
yeah. Nobody in that fucking company sells T-shirts. Like you don't see the audiences with Tanahashi shirts or Okada shirts. Not that I could fucking read what they said. But you see plenty of Bullet Club T-shirts.
Even here in America, I see Bullet Club shirts all over the place.
They'd be stupid not to keep the Bullet Club around just for merch.
So here's another question about these people. If they do come in, a lot of people are saying that they would go straight to the main roster. Maybe not all of them, maybe not Nakamura, but that AJ Styles at the very least would, and if not, maybe Anderson and Gallows. Gallows has already been on the main roster, so that's somebody that they can definitely trust. And Styles is somebody who he's been around long enough that they kind of know his ins and his outs, and he's not like some rookie guy.
With Sting and Kurt Angle. What more validation do you fucking need?
Right. So another thing is whether or not you would see them on the main roster or NXT, but a lot of people are actually even saying that they might pop up in the Royal Rumble. That, I think, is total BS. I'm not expecting them to show up there.
Also incredibly stupid unless AJ Styles is winning, which they shouldn't have him win.
I would like to see AJ in the Royal Rumble, just as a surprise entrant. Right?
Now, I would assume
want every match he's in until it's worth having him lose. He needs to win.
See, I would assume that these guys wouldn't even get on WWE television until after WrestleMania. It's a possibility that they bring up well in advance and stuff like that, and there's definitely the possibility that they go to the main roster, but a lot of people are putting, I think, too much into this. They're expecting they're going to come up in 20 days, they're going to be in the Royal Rumble, and like you said, Wago, I mean, if it's kind of maybe a mistake if you have them in there and they don't win anything.
Well, let's put it this way, man.
Nakamura is still going to drop the title.
Right.
Well, they could do that pretty quick. And here's the thing. We're going into WrestleMania season fast, and they're lacking stars and name power. They have just enough time to get these guys in the program, in the mix, and set them up for something for Mania. So if they do, they need to move fast.
Right.
If they want to get that set up for that. If we don't see them act on something by Royal Rumble, then it won't be until after Mania. I hope, at least.
I tell you, the one thing that I can see them doing that I think they could pull off if it's really fast, these 4 guys against the Wyatt family.
And I was going to say Gallows should debut with the Wyatt family.
No, keep the Bullet Club
That
together.
would be pretty cool.
Okay, his tag team is pretty fucking awesome. That match that he had was probably not a good example of that, but they need more tag teams. So
that's the only way I could see them coming in that quick, though. And they could maybe even do that in the Royal Rumble, because if the Wyatt family's kicking serious ass, and then Styles, Anderson, Gallows, and Nakamura come in, that could be the type of thing where, like, the 4 members of both teams, they sort of all eliminate each other. And then they don't look that bad.
Nah.
Then you have them kind of fighting, over the next couple of weeks, kind of establish them a little bit, and then bam, the 4-on-4 at WrestleMania. That could be an easy way to get these guys on the main roster.
There's an easy way to do it, and I'm going to probably hate myself for saying this, and his name is John Cena. Cena gets attacked by all the Bullet Club. That's your WrestleMania program.
I'm still hoping John Cena is leading a team against League of Nations.
Or he's
Oh,
going to
shit,
face him all
Bullet
by
Club.
himself.
Bullet Club versus League of Nations.
John Cena versus the League of Nations versus this crew. Just John Cena by himself. He
Sure.
beats everybody.
Why not?
Shit, he
And
doesn't
it's for the
anyway.
U.S. title, which he doesn't even have at the time.
Sounds like John Cena.
Alrighty, well, those are the hot tags of the week. Make sure you leave your comments below. Tell us what you think about all these different topics. In particular, what you think that they can end up doing with the Bullet Club. Speculation on what you expect to happen with those guys. If they do come to WWE or NXT, we're going to take a break here with the Rest Hold, and we're going to come back after that with our 2 main events, the Future Endeavors forecast, and the one to watch.